I'm definitely surprised that the Chicago Bulls were able to get the win over the Denver Nuggets last night. They proved me wrong, which is a fantastic thing. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Bulls podcast. My name is Corey. Let me know how you guys like the new microphone that I have. Let me know how the sound quality sounds and all of those good things. So let's get straight into it. So first and foremost, I totally wasn't expecting the Chicago Bulls, with the way they've played, coming off a 5-game losing streak. I did not expect the Chicago Bulls to beat the Denver Nuggets at all. That's just me. I'm just keeping it real. If you watch my last video, you'll see that I said that. Now, the Chicago Bulls ended up beating the Denver Nuggets, which is great. Everybody played well. Everybody balled out, especially Javon Carter. You know, they really needed that spark off the bench from him and from Jalen Smith as well, and also from Dosunmu. You know, I really think that the bench really came through in this game, and I think that that's the reason why the Bulls were able to win this game. Fantastic game by everybody. And what makes me even more so surprised that the Bulls won this game. We all know that Jokic is a walk-in triple-double, all right? He had a 30-point triple-double last night. Jamal Murray had 30-something points last night as well, and they still lost. This is only their third loss of the season. The Bulls get their, their seventh win of the season. So the Bulls move to 7-6. The Denver Nuggets move to 10-3. So I think that is highly unlikely that you're going to beat a Denver Nuggets team where Jokic has a 30-something point triple-double. Jamal Murray has 30-something points. That's very rare that you're going to beat a team like that, you know. So, fantastic win by this Chicago Bulls team. I'm very impressed by the bench. Jalen Smith has really been balling out. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but he's really been balling out. I don't understand why Javon Carter hasn't been getting a lot of playing time. This has been going on since he's came to the Bulls. I don't understand it, you know, but it is what it is. So, obviously, it was a great game by the Bulls. We ended up getting the win. I think it was great coaching as well. And this team had a lot of fight, which I'll go back to my 3 key factors again that I'll keep repeating and I'll keep mentioning because that's what this Bulls team is going to need if they're going to succeed in this NBA season. You know, what are those 3 factors? Okay. So you have to play defense. You have to have some fight to yourself. You have to have aggression. Okay. That's kind of like a 3-in-1 type thing. All right. And then number 2, you have to beat the teams that you're supposed to beat. Now, like I said in my previous video before this, you can go check it out on here. By the way, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed yet. But if you look at my previous video on here, I said that I didn't have this Bulls team beating the Denver Nuggets last night, but we did. Okay, I didn't view the Denver Nuggets as a team that you have to beat, but we beat them anyway, which is a plus. Okay. The third key factor is you have to protect home court. I know that the Chicago Bulls were away in Denver, and their next game is in Portland. So, you know, that's kind of not a factor in this. But those are the 3 key factors for the Bulls to be successful for this season. All right? So, the Bulls are off to play the Portland Trail Blazers next. Now, I do see that as a game that they should win. Okay? As we all know, the Blazers are going through a lot with their coaching change, at least. You know, Chauncey Billups is caught up in the whole gambling thing and all that stuff. I don't know what's going on with that, but I would imagine that it's at least affecting the team to a certain extent, you know, because you have, what is his name? Splitter, I believe. Thiago Splitter, I believe. He took over as the interim coach, you know, but the players have to get used to him as the head coach and things like that. I'm assuming that it can kind of throw them out of whack and stuff like that. So I think that this Portland Trailblazers game is a game that the Bulls should win. You guys let me know what you think about that in the comments. But then also, a player, what I'm starting to notice, and maybe you guys notice this too. Let me know what you guys think about it. What I'm about to say. What I'm starting to notice with Dosunmu, you know who he reminds me of in regards to the numbers that he puts up. He's starting to remind me of Jimmy Butler. If you remember how Jimmy Butler was, you know, when we had D Rose, Joakim Noah, Taj Gibson, he was a great player. He was a solid player, and you kind of always, I don't want to say always, but for the most part, you kind of view Jimmy Butler as kind of like a hustle player, kind of, you know, a hustle player, you know, but he can get you, you know, 10 points or so, you know, 5 rebounds or something like that, come in and be effective each game, you know, even if he's not playing a lot of minutes. That's what Dosunmu is starting to kind of remind me of. He was kind of starting to remind me of that last year too. And a part of me begins to wonder, I wonder if, you know, if DeSumo had a bigger role on this Bulls team, it would be interesting to see how he would respond to that, because he seems like he has the motor to be a leader. That's what it seems like to me. Maybe it doesn't seem like that to you. That's fine, you know. But let me know what you think about that in the comments. I think that DeSumo can step up to a bigger role on this team. Who's our starting small forward right now? I think Okoro is our starting small forward. I don't know. I don't know about that. I think our starting lineup. Let me think before I say this. But I think our starting lineup should be Vooch at the 5. Okay, at the 4, who do I think it should be? At the 4, I'm gonna put Bazelis at the 4 for now. At the 3, I believe it should be DeSumo. At the 2, Kobe White. At the 1, Josh Giddey. All right. So I think that DeSumo would excel in that role. I know that he's a great spark coming off the bench, but I think Okoro, to a lesser extent, he can be a spark coming off the bench too. Not really a scoring spark, but somebody who can put a stop on the ball, a defensive presence. You know, so when DeSumo was out, he's on the bench. You know, you've got somebody in there that's going to be playing defense more than likely against one of the better teams against one of the better players on the opposing team. So that's just my take on that. I think that DeSumo could play a larger role on this team. That's just me, you know. So we'll see what the Bulls do against the Trailblazers in this next game, because I have us winning that game. I think we're gonna come out with a win. I think we're gonna get another winning streak started. You know, we at 1. I see no reason why we shouldn't be at 2. 2 games in a row. Plus, we'll have Kobe White back as well. He's not playing on backs-to-backs. They're kind of bringing him in slowly, just to nurse that previous injury that he was dealing with. And I kind of don't blame him, you know, especially if he's not fully all the way ready. You hate for him to get re-injured. So let me know what you guys think about this episode in the comments. Like I say, if you haven't subscribed, please feel free to subscribe. I try to make videos, you know, before each game and after each game. Sometimes I slip up, you know, I'm at work, or, you know, just life happens. I'm unable to make the video before, sometimes even after. But for the most part, I'm consistent. So if you haven't subscribed, feel free to hit that subscribe button. Feel free to chime in. Feel free to engage with my surveys and things like that I do on my channel. So if you're wondering what the surveys are, you know, you just have to go on my YouTube channel, you know, go on, you know, press the button that says view channel. You'll see the community on there, and then you'll see the different polls and the different questions that I ask that are NBA and Chicago Bulls related. All right. So stay tuned for more episodes, you guys. Let's go Bulls. See red. Trying to see. I feel like it's something else that I'm leaving out here, but I cannot think about what it is. All right. Well, let's gonna call it an episode. It's gonna wrap this episode up. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Let's Talk Bulls podcast. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. Shout out to all of my subscribers that I have so far. I'm at 40. I appreciate every single last 40 of you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Peace out. Have a good one. See red. Let's go Bulls.